I am 29, and I am divorced. It's been a year since my divorce. My ex-husband left me for another woman. Suddenly, without any real explanation. After that, I closed my heart. I promised myself I would never let anyone get close to me again. Love felt too dangerous, like an experiment that always ended in pain. My name is Mary Smith. I teach biology at an ordinary city school. Every morning I arrive at school early. I check my students' notebooks, prepare lessons, and take care of the plants in my biology classroom. The children love my classes, especially when we study the nervous system or how plants sense light. I teach them that in nature everything seeks balance and harmony. Yet inside me, that balance was still missing. On weekends, I read psychology books, walked alone in the park, or visited my mother. I didn't want any new relationships. I've had enough, I told myself when I looked in the mirror. Everything changed when a new PE teacher joined our school. His name was Alan. He was 35. Tall, broad-shouldered, and carrying himself with the quiet confidence of a former athlete. He had once played professional football, but a serious knee injury had ended his career. Many teachers whispered, "A man like him working in a school, he could be a successful coach and earn much more." At first, we barely talked. We only greeted each other in the staff room. But one autumn afternoon during the school sports festival, I was struggling with a heavy display stand when Alan walked over. "Let me help you, Mary," he said calmly with a warm smile. "I can manage," I replied automatically. He took the stand easily anyway. "You know," he said gently, "sometimes I can manage is just a habit, not always a necessity." That was the first time I really looked at him. There was no pressure in his eyes, only calmness and quiet understanding. From that day on, we started with simple greetings, then short conversations during breaks. Our talks gradually became deeper. One late evening, after a long parents' meeting, we were the last ones left in the teacher's room. "You look tired," Alan said softly, pouring me some tea. "There's just a lot on my mind," I replied. "Talk to me if you want," he said, his voice warm and gentle. I told him everything about my divorce, the walls I had built around my heart, and how terrified I was to let anyone in again. He listened without interrupting, then quietly shared his own pain. "My wife has been criticizing me for years," he said, looking down at his cup. "She says I buried my potential by choosing to work at school instead of becoming a professional coach. Every day she reminds me what a disappointment I am." His honesty touched me deeply. In the weeks that followed, we grew closer. He started bringing me coffee in the mornings, and we took long walks after school. For the first time in years, I felt myself smiling again, genuinely smiling. One cold winter evening, after watching a film together, we sat in my car. The streetlights cast a soft glow on his face. Alan was unusually quiet. Finally, he turned to me, gently took my hand in both of his, and looked straight into my eyes. "Mary, I don't want this night to end," he whispered. "Let's go to your place. We can be alone, just the two of us. I need to be close to you tonight." My heart fluttered for a moment, but then reality hit me like cold water. I slowly pulled my hand away. "No, Alan," I said, quietly but firmly. "I won't have a sexual relationship with a married man. I can't do that. It would make me feel ashamed, and I've already been through enough pain. He closed his eyes for a second, pain written across his face. When he opened them again, they were full of conflicting emotions. "I love you, Mary," he whispered. "I really do. These past months with you have been the brightest I've had in many years. But I can't leave my family. We have a 10-year-old daughter. She's innocent in all of this. I can't destroy her life." His words broke something inside me. Tears filled my eyes. "So I'm supposed to wait?" My voice trembled. "To be your secret? To warm your heart while you go home to your wife and daughter every night? I can't live like that, Alan. I won't." I took a deep breath and forced myself to say what needed to be said. "I think it's better if we stop all contact. No more walks, no more secret meetings, no more coffee in the mornings. We should end this before it destroys both of us." A heavy silence filled the car. Alan looked devastated. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. Finally, he nodded slowly, opened the door, and stepped out into the freezing night. He stood there for a few moments, looking back at me through the window, then turned and walked away. The moment he disappeared in the darkness, the tears I had been holding back finally broke free. I gripped the steering wheel, my shoulders shaking with silent sobs. I cried like I hadn't cried in years. For him, for myself, and for the love that was never truly mine. Then I started the engine and drove home through blurred streets, feeling both heartbroken and strangely free at the same time. A year later, Mary continued teaching biology and slowly learned to smile again. She had come to understand an important truth. After pain and betrayal, you cannot fill the emptiness with someone who hasn't sorted out their own life. Real love is not born from another person's unhappiness. It begins only when both people have chosen themselves first, and only then choose each other. If you found this video helpful or enjoyable, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories.